Hey guys, what's up? This is the Nerd Boys Comic Book Podcast. I'm Marco.
And I'm Damon.
And today we're just going to talk about Marvel stuff, mostly the TV shows like Cloak and Dagger, Runaways. Those two both had like a whole cast like reveal.
Yeah.
And we're just going to go right into that right now. Yeah. Starting with Runaways.
Which is exciting because I'm a huge Runaways fan. That's one of the books that got me like really hooked into comics when it started. Like American comics. Because I was really a manga person before that. And then I was like, what's this? And I was like, this is it. This is where it's at right here.
Yeah, this is early 2000s, like trying to imitate manga, but it's still a comic.
Yeah, and well, no, I wasn't trying to imitate manga, but it was the first time I read anything that, one, I got to start from the beginning. You know, with comics, a lot of times we jump in on to characters that have existed for a really long time, and these characters were brand new. You know, they had no connection. They was in Los Angeles, so they had no connection to the main like Marvel universe as far as like being attached to those characters. And also they was teenagers like me. You know, they was young and trying to figure it out, and I was young and trying to figure it out. You know, and sucking at it. So it was like really cool. And also you had Alex, who was, a black nerd, and it's always
and
nice
he was
to
leading
see.
the team.
Yeah, exactly. And it was like cool. I like this. I'm about this.
Super smart black guy, played by, I can't pronounce that, so
Renzi Feliz as Alex Wilder. He is the only kid from this cast I've seen in anything before. He was in that show Difficult People on Hulu, which I actually like that show. He played a kid with cancer who was like, he fell in love with the main girl who was just like the like definition of unaffected hipster or whatever.
Oh.
And she was just like freaking out because he was just like a good person. Like, even though sometimes I guess he sold drugs. And then we got Lyrica Okano, who I think is a really good choice for Nico, looking from the picture anyway. It's like visually, and also that is a really cool name, Lyrica. I like that.
Yeah, and Nico's can be like our magic user.
Yeah, Nico has the staff of one, which shows up in Doctor Strange for a second because I guess it's like her aunt or something is using it, and it's a really quick shot.
Oh yeah, the Hong Kong scene, right?
Yeah. It's a really quick shot, and the staff of one is cool, and also it's a great tool because it's a really great thing because it gives the story like this obstacle, but at the same time it gives them all these possibilities. So it's like she can only use the same spell once, so she has to like think of a spell, use a word, but she can only use that word one time. It's at one and done. So Nico's forced to like learn other languages all the time and like figure out new ways to say the same thing if she needs to do something different. It's a really cool little thing that they have going. Yeah. She's one of my favorite characters, even though she like is the biggest drama queen in the show. She's the mom, but she's also like the one that gets into the most drama as far as like dealing with people.
Because teenage drama.
Yeah. Virginia Gardner is Carolina Dean. Also, she was in a movie called White Girl. Apparently, that's what.
Well, she is a white girl, so it makes sense.
It does. Carolina's a white girl. I'm curious how. I think she looks the part for sure because Carolina's supposed to be like a classic, really classic, like pretty blonde girl to like later on subvert your expectations. Which is a spoiler. No, I'm not spoiling. I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys. You guys get to watch the show on Hulu like everyone else.
Oh well, you can at least say what her powers are.
Oh, she is an alien and turns into this weird rainbow flying thing.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. I'm wondering how that's gonna look in the show. I wonder if they're gonna go like full, because she just like it's all rainbow energy in this show, and I'm curious how I'm curious how they handle her, because I felt like in the book, as far as like that character, the only person who did a good job of like giving her story was Brian K. Vaughan, who created the series, and everybody else is just kind of like, well, we just gonna put her in the background. I don't know what to do with her right now. So like I'm curious how they gonna do her in the show, if they're gonna change her in some way, because she's kind of a hard character for people to deal with.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the show's even going to be like the first volume. Like first season is going to be everyone like finding out their parents are evil.
Yeah.
And then trying to solve that whole thing.
Yeah, I'm curious about that too. I'm curious how far it's going to go. This is another thing I want to talk about that they might do later, and I'm curious if we're going to do it, but let's keep going. We got Ariella Barr
as Gert
Yorks. This was something I was worried about though, and I'm gonna make a bet right now. Within the next week or two, we're gonna see an article about the fact that this girl is kind of small. And what I mean is, she is not overweight at all. Or, like, not even overweight, but, like, average size. Gert was, like, an average, like, American-sized girl, which sounds weird. But,
she was a little bit thicker than your
she
average.
was thick. Let's say she was thick.
Thick with the C, not with the K.
yeah. And so, like, I'm curious if I'm pretty certain someone's gonna make some kind of article that, you know, makes the rounds in the next week or two. Because I hate when they do this. I hate when they make cast. They tell everybody a show is happening, like with the Ghost in the Shell movie.
Oh yeah,
we knew about the Ghost in the Shell movie way before they cast it. We should have made a fuss then. It's too late by the time they like cast the movie. If we had made a fuss then, they would have been like, oh well, look, all these people said they'll see the movie if there's an Asian lead. Instead of like waiting until they like have already cast the movie. They're not going back on Scarlett Johansson. You know how much money that is? That's a lot of money to pay somebody. You know, like they already started shooting the movie. You're like, well, that's not a good idea. Like, it's too late now.
I mean, the movie comes out in like a month.
Yeah. It was just like by the time they talked about it. So I was like, I knew it was probably gonna happen, and so it's just like no one's gonna make a fuss about it until it's way too late, and this girl has a job. Like, she already got a job. Don't take her job away. Y'all messed up. Like, it's too late. But I also kind of like her because she's cute as hell. I think she's cute.
Also, what is her little special thing that she's got going on?
This is also how they're gonna do this in the show. She's a telepathic link with a dinosaur.
I know that.
Legit a dinosaur.
It's like a raptor, right?
It's not. It's funny because it's not exactly a raptor. It's like it's another dinosaur that looks like a raptor, but it's not a raptor, and that's kind of a joke in the series. They're like, oh, it's a raptor. Like, no, it's not. Like, actually, it's this. And she's the coolest name. Like, it's her superhero name is Arsenic, and she calls her dinosaur Lace, 2 poisons, because she's gonna be
the angstiest one.
The angstiest one. And she's also gonna be like anybody who she's gonna be the social justice warrior of the show. But that's how she's written. So if you like the series, then you'll like
purple hair, glasses. She's gonna be the whole thing.
Yeah, she's gonna be the one that makes zines.
And then we're down to this guy,
Greg Sulkin, who is Chase Stein, I think he looks good. Chase is supposed to be like old school white kid who just like he's
a California white guy.
Yeah,
just, like,
and the great thing about Chase is his parents are like super scientists or like mad scientists, and he's a jock. Like, that's how he, his parents, his dad's like, it's like the opposite of normal, where it's like the kid is a nerd and the dad is like a jock, and he's just like, why won't you be good at sports? His dad's like, why won't you know science? Like there's in Avengers Arena, there's a part where he flashes back and he wins this sports like trophy. Like, they win the whole season. He's like MVP. His dad's like, his mom and dad just like throw the trophy into the river. Like, when you win something worth talking about, you win some science related class, then we'll care. Like,
when the science fair, then we'll care, kid.
Yeah. Then we'll give a crap. They would be more happy with him in like a 5th grade science fair than like being MVP in a sports team. And but he's unconventionally smart. One of the first jokes they do is Chase. They need a way to get around, and Chase is like, I got my van, and Chase has a big white van, and he's just like, they're like, why do you have this like child molester van? He's just like, because everybody has one of these vans. If I'm doing something I'm not supposed to be doing, I can get away easily. I was like, that's fucking genius. Like, so he's a really unconventionally smart character in the book, and it's really cool. He ends up being really likable in that way.
And he's also got, fire gauntlets.
Yeah. So. He get he calls them fistigons, which is weird. Yeah, he gets like fire gauntlets and all kinds of other weird little things. And also he learns how to, he just starts stabbing people too. Like that.
You gotta love a hero who stabs people.
Right?
All right, down to our last runaway.
Oh, we got Allegra Acosta, which is Molly Hernandez, which is it's kind of a huge change from the series, because Molly was white in the series and she was based on Brian K. Vaughan's sister.
Yeah, wasn't it like Molly Hooper or
Molly Hayes?
I said Hooper because of Sherlock.
Yeah, no, it's funny. It's funny because I think he also based the Ghost Girl and Saga Office sister too.
Oh,
they have similar, because Molly and her they feel very similar. So yeah, that's the biggest. And I don't know, because it might really not affect the show, honestly, that she, other than like visually. And you were saying that she'll probably be Inhuman instead of being a mutant, which she was in the series.
Yeah, because everyone. Like, this is my biggest problem with Inhumans, or it was my biggest concern with Runaways. It's like, how do you bring Molly Hayes into the team? Yeah. Because she's straight up a mutant who gets her powers through puberty. And now is it like her parents had a Terrigen crystal and all of a sudden it just breaks onto her and she gets a Inhuman powers, or like, what's up?
Oh yeah, actually that might be, how are they going to do that? That's a good question. Or maybe they could do the whole fish oil pills thing.
But then why does a kid need fish oil pills? I mean, I like the idea of her parents are part of that little Shangri-La thing that Daisy's mom was part of. Yeah. And they just had a crystal, they took it away for evil purposes.
Yeah, that would be cool too. I'm curious what they're gonna do to make that work, and if they're gonna. They haven't talked about if this show ties into the current TV universe that they're doing. I think the series is perfect though for being TV, because we were talking about this last time about how they have a hard time connecting, but Runaways was set up in such a way that it, for the first like 3 or 4 volumes, it's pretty much separate from the greater Marvel universe. Later on, they started going into other connections and having them be related to characters that, you know, already exist. Like Molly runs around with Wolverine quite a lot, and it's pretty funny because he cannot stand how strong she is. And she is very, like, at first she's a huge Wolverine fan. Like, she loves the idea of Wolverine as a kid. And then she, like, meets him and he's not as cool in person and he smells weird. So it's like, it's
like not cool to be an alcoholic. Yeah. Who, like, stabs people with his fists.
Yeah, exactly. She's just like, yeah, like, she's all, don't meet your heroes. It's basically what happens to Molly in that sense. And it's pretty funny. But they always end up together and run into each other, and he's just like, God, like, why is this little girl bothering me?
I can see her being a big Iron Man fan and being like, no, it's not cool to be an alcoholic.
Yeah, no,
Who screws over his friends.
She's very, like, hype about superheroes and stuff. And there's another character in Runaways. I seeded this earlier in the story of our podcast. That is connected to Ultron, and that's Victor Macha, who
is the brother of Vision.
Yeah, he's the brother of Vision, and he is also, he's the only one that's connected to a classic Marvel villain directly, and I'm curious if they're going to do it, because they've done Ultron. They could find some way to make him in the series, but I don't know. I don't know if they're going to do that, because he's kind of a weird character to do for that reason.
Yeah, I mean, the only time I've seen Victor is in Tom King's Vision. Yeah. Yeah. I totally missed him in Runaways and all those other ones.
Yeah, no, he's a fun character too. I really like him because he's like he's very nerdy, but he's also very realistic and very, like, he's a fun character. He's very, like, human. And, like, him and Molly also get along because she's the only one that can beat him, actually. He is, like, he can basically take everybody out because he's just, like, a walking computer and can hide in plain sight as a human being or stuff. But she's strong enough to, like, take him out at any point in time. So they have an interesting relationship too. So it's a good, I'm kind of excited for this show. Until the trailer comes out and looks really bad or something, I'm excited for this. I know other people are not as excited.
Oh yeah, like Andrea.
Yeah.
She, like, as soon as she found out, like, Molly might be Inhuman, she's like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Screw this shit.
No, my favorite is, I'm watching it, but I'm already out. Like,
if you go with that mentality, you're just gonna have a bad time.
She's just gonna watch it angry the whole time. I just imagine her, like, arms crossed watching it, like, that's okay. Like, no.
Like, it'll be like Stranger Things. She did not want to watch Stranger Things. I told her, like, please just watch it with me. Like, I finished the whole season. You need to watch it with me. And she was like, arms crossed, like, First episode ends, she's like, okay, I'm uncrossing my arms now. But this one, I'm sure it's gonna come out like weekly because Hulu loves like extending shows for like releasing episodes weekly. Yeah. I don't understand why, but
I mean, it kind of works. It kind of doesn't, because it's like, I think they shoot them at the same time because they feel that way a lot of the times, which I like. I like that Netflix kind of shoots at the same time, like all the episodes, and they all run together. That works on like a series of proportionate events really well, or even in the Marvel series, because it's really easy to binge those series, and like But the only thing about that is standalone episodes are usually like whatever. Like the penultimate episode of a Marvel series is always the best one. Because because the last one is always like, oh, we wrapping stuff up, like, and it's just like, it just kind of feels like
we're wrapping everything up,
and
we're also teasing the next season.
So it's just like whatever, who cares. But the other thing is the Cloak and Dagger is coming out.
Oh yeah, let me bring that up real quick. We got a Cloak and Dagger cast announcement. The 2 actors are going to be Olivia Holt for Dagger.
Olivia Holt is gonna, she should be Dagger.
Aubrey Joseph.
Aubrey is actually Drake's name.
Oh,
too.
Interesting.
His first name is Drake. His first name is Aubrey, not Drake. You Degrassi fans know what I'm talking
about. You know what? I was a fan of Degrassi, but I just did not care about what's his name, Jimmy.
Jimmy? I know Jimmy was cool. I don't know. That first season was good. Let's talk about Cloak and Dagger and not go to Degrassi just yet. Other than the fact that if Hulu if Runaways is as good as Degrassi, I'm satisfied. Like that's the level I want them to get to.
That's the level you expect for Runaways. Just like as good as Degrassi, the next generation.
That's the least I will accept. And then like better than any, like it could be better than that. But like that's where I'm at. That's when I'll be the most happy.
Like mid tier, that's Degrassi next generation. High tier, Degrassi junior high.
yeah, old school. Cloak and Dagger is interesting because I don't know. I know about these characters and I don't know about these characters. One of the things I thought was really funny though about this casting was they announced, I think it was Noah, I can't remember his last name. The guy he was Mike in Heroes.
Huh?
And there was a speculation he was cast, and then Debbie Ryan from Disney Channel shows. And then the next day, like, no, some kids you've never heard of before. But I'm interested. I'm curious about this show because it's gonna be on Freeform / ABC Family, which is what is really called. Freeform is a stupid name, but because Freeform is weird. I watched my youngest sister's really into Freeform shows, and you watch them, and they have these episodes of shows that are just like, wait a minute, what? Like they're one of the shows where like people date somebody in every relationship is 3 episodes long, and like they like each other. Then in the middle episode they're perfect together, and then in the last episode they find out something weird, break up, and they're like pining after each other, and you're like, oh, okay, well this is predictable. Like my sister hates me because I would watch the show and be like, this is gonna happen, and she's just like, don't do that. That's not gonna happen. How do you know? And then it happens.
So you're saying that Cloak and Dagger, they're gonna like each other. Something's gonna happen in the middle for 3 episodes, and they're gonna like each other again, and the season finale they're gonna have a falling out.
Yeah, that's gonna happen at some point. They're going to break up at some point.
Oh, they're gonna break up like twice a season. Yeah. If it's like a regular like Freeform show, they're gonna break up like during the mid-season finale.
Yeah,
and then they're gonna break up like in the second half of the season.
I wonder if they're gonna introduce any of these shows on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Which Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is always so hit or miss.
Yeah, like Ghost Rider, I really liked that, and I liked some of the season 3.
Yeah,
and then a lot of season 2 I liked, but season 1 is just like it's a chore.
No. Yeah, season 1. I didn't even watch season 1. Honestly, I watched the first like couple of episodes and then like one weird one in the middle. I watched the Sith episodes because I'm like a huge Sith fan, but other than that, I really didn't watch it. And then season 2 is when it started actually getting good. Season 2 was actually like so far, I feel like it's been the best season.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you count the Ghost Rider stuff as its own season, I'd say those 2 are about the same.
Yeah, I do like the Ghost Rider stuff was pretty cool. I thought it was weird they made him Robbie older. Like at first I thought they just got an older actor, but Robbie's like actually older in the book, which I thought was kind of weird because I was like, I didn't have him be a teenager like he is in the book. But it feels like it's, in some ways it feels like it's later, and in other ways it feels like it's different because in the show Eli is the villain. And in the book, Eli is actually the spirit of vengeance that he has.
And Eli is also his uncle in the show or something?
Yeah. No, he's also his uncle in the book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like all of that stuff is actually pretty similar, but they just have a different relationship. Like Eli is the thing that like he didn't get his Ghost Rider powers from I don't know if it was supposed to be Danny Ketch or
people are saying it was Johnny Blaze.
Yeah.
There was some interview. It's like, oh yeah, Johnny Blaze just gave his powers to Robbie.
Yeah.
So he's not Ghost Rider anymore.
Yeah, because that's not what happened in what's the name? It was a different. Basically his uncle was so evil because he was like a serial killer, and his uncle was so evil that he was able to like form this weird like spirit thing, and like he becomes a spirit of vengeance or whatever. And so at one point, so he has to keep his uncle's spirit in check because his uncle just wants to murder stuff. And so Robbie's like, I guess we'll just like murder
bad people.
Yeah. And at one point he does face off against not Danny though. He faces off against Johnny's Blaze. So that was kind of cool. And that's just a really good book. The Robbie Reyes run of Ghost Rider, which
yeah. And they're bringing it back too.
Yeah, it just started. I haven't read it though.
It's like on issue 3 already. So
oh yeah, really?
Yeah.
Maybe I should catch that. That looks like it's gonna be cool. I'm curious about what they're gonna do with this Inhumans show. Like, is it gonna be like on the moon? Are they gonna be like crazy? Am I gonna care? That's really the main thing.
Is anyone gonna care?
Right?
I mean, the first 2 episodes are gonna be on IMAX theaters.
Yeah.
Like in what, July, August, or something like that?
I thought it was September.
September? Oh wow. Wait. Keep talking. I'll look this up real quick.
Yeah. Cause you wanna like one episode you were like, stop trying to make people give a crap about the Inhumans. And yeah, Inhumans is fetch, basically. Like, fetch isn't gonna happen. Stop trying to make it happen. Like, it's just like, I want, part of me wants to care about it, honestly. Like, there's a part of me that wants to pick up those books and be like, oh, this is cool. And I think, like, Black Bolt and Medusa are cool characters and stuff, but I just haven't been able to get into that. And even a new Avengers versus X-Men, Inhumans versus X-Men story is kind of like weird to me, because I'm like, why don't they just take the Terrigen Cloud and make it into a crystal again and just like use it to the people who want to be Inhuman. like,
hey, line up, come on.
Yeah, like,
let's be Inhumans.
It's just like floating around. I just feel like this conflict is like really unnecessary. It just feels unnecessary, and I really want to care a lot more than I do. But we got Miss Marvel out of it, so I'm kind of
and Moon Girl.
Oh yeah, I haven't got the chance to read that book.
Andrea says it's her favorite Marvel book right now.
Yeah, I actually I didn't meet Amy Reeder around the time that the book. I had an awkward moment with Amy Reeder when that book came out, because I was in New York and I found out about a drinking draw in New York, and I was like, sweet, I'm going over there. Like, Kerry Randolph's gonna be there. Like, down. Like, he's the coolest. So I go there, and like, it's like around Christmas time, and for whatever reason, Kerry like put on Belly, Belly is an old gangster movie from 1990s. And it's probably the worst movie ever, but it's also the prettiest movie ever. It's really weird. Like, don't listen to it. Don't watch it with sound. just like leave it on and then watch you get mesmerized by all the blends of colors in it. It's just like the light. Like, if you was a cat and then there's like a bug and the light is on in the room, and you're just like, that's actually pretty cool. What is that? And then you're like, this makes no sense. This isn't a thing. And so like Amy was there, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's Amy Reeder, right? So I'm with my friend, and I like see she's like talking to somebody, and like another guy's over there, and I like go over there because I just want to like, I guess, meet her, but I didn't know how to do that. So I just like walked over there and was like, hello, you guys. And then this other guy started talking to me, and she just like I didn't like get to have that conversation. I have a lot of awkward comic book stories, actually.
There's a lot of times where you just meet creators and you're just like, I don't know what to say, or
yeah, no, like I was telling you, Roberto Ramos was a funny one, because I was a huge Roberto Ramos fan coming up, and I met him at Wizard World, and he was standing there, and I went over there, and I was like, oh, I really like your stuff, right? And at the time, we had just released my first comic. It's a comic book called 12 Gauge Stereo. There are 2 left at Graham Crackers downtown, so if you want to get that, it doesn't continue, so you'll be disappointed. The point is, my writer, guy I was writing with, he takes the book. I told him, I was like, oh, I met Roberto Ramos, I'm so excited, blah blah blah, right? So he takes the book, he gives it to Roberto Ramos, and when we were leaving, it was there, like it was on the table. I was like crushed, right? So like for the last for literally like 2 years, I like refused to get a book that he wrote on. Even though I know like there's like obviously reasons for that. Like a lot of people just like they don't really read your books and stuff like that. But it was just like really fun. It was really funny to me, and it was really weird. It was like, yeah, it was a funny moment.
Yeah, I'm always I feel weird when it comes to meeting a creator or like a writer, artist, or anything. I'm just like, you do this great thing that I like. I don't know you, but you make things that I like, and you don't know me, and I just enjoy the things, and it's like a weird relationship you have with this person you've never met before.
Oh yeah, no, for real. And it doesn't make it any easier once you meet them.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe it's just me. I'm so jealous of my friends that don't fanboy. My friend we were working together, I have a friend, his name is Chris Witt, and he's a great artist, and in this band called Dude Same. He's a good guy. And he is so chill meeting these people. Like he's not as big of a comic book reader as I am, but he still knows good artists when he sees them, and they're so calm. When my writer, like, he reads comics and stuff. Also, so he was super chill about meeting these people, and I'm freaking out my first C2E2 I got to do. We're 2 tables down from Scotty Young. Scotty Young is the man to me. I've been reading Scotty his run of New X-Men, which I think was the first time he had like written for like Marvel and drawn, was so cool. I was so into those characters and stuff. And if I ever get to draw, like, you gonna see all those characters again. Like, if I ever get to draw X-Men and work on it, like, those are the characters I'm bringing back. And so I was freaking out. And now, like, whenever I go to C2, Scotty remembers me, and he's like, "Oh, hey, I remember you." And I'm always like, "Thanks." Like, walk away, because I like can't handle like that. Like, he's there and real, and so he's such a cool dude. Like, he's really laid back and really chill. And I can't handle it. I have a hard time with that, like, meeting people, especially people I've like looked up to, or people I just know are doing what I want to do, like they killing it out there, and I'm just like trying to find my way in the world today, way back town, something I'm homebound.
Well, you don't have to know the song, you're not really a white girl, but I remember when I went to a signing for Tim Seeley, and I was like, I don't really know the etiquette, because this is my first actual time meeting a creator. Yeah. And I was like, oh, he's just a guy. This is cool. Yeah. And then other times, like when I saw Brian Azzarello, I was like, I'm not going to walk like anywhere near him. Right? Because he looks like he's angry all the time.
It's like seeing a really cute girl you want to talk to, but you like, nope, not happening. I know she won't like me. And so you just kind of like look a lot. You try your hardest not to stare, but you're totally staring. And you're just like, I gotta leave this place.
I think people always ask, like, oh, are you gonna go to Comic-Con to meet, like, Stan Lee? And, like, everyone thinks Stan Lee goes to every Comic-Con or something. Yeah. And I'm just like, if I met Stan Lee, what would I say?
Right, yeah. Thank you for your service. Like as both a veteran and a comic book creator. Like,
have you talked to Steve Ditko lately?
I know, right? Yeah, like no one talks to Steve Ditko. Steve Ditko's like in like a tower in New York someplace, just like hiding out. No one sees him again anymore. Reading Ayn Rand novels and talking about libertarianism. I don't even know. Or like, oh man, one of the funniest. This is one of my favorite stories, is also one of the ones I look the most weird, I think. But I was at Cake a few years ago. This is like the second year of Cake, right? And I'm walking around, and of course I'm single. I'm always looking around, and I happen to see a girl. I'm like, oh man, that girl's really cute, or whatever, right? I don't really think anything of it, because I'm not gonna go talk to her. I'm a fraidy cat, right? So then there's this book called Octopus Pie. Love Octopus Pie. It's a great book. It's on Image. Check that out. It's also online. And I'm like, oh, the creative Octopus Pie is here. Go over there. All excited to meet the creative Octopus Pie. It is that girl that I was checking out earlier. And I'm like, literally like, hey. And like, I can't look her in the face, because I'm like, I feel so awkward right now, right? But she's like, it's Meredith Grant. Meredith Grant is really cool. She's done that book, and then she did Marceline the Vampire Queen. I think she worked on that. And I was like, it was just like one of those moments where you're just like, oh, okay. But it was cool though. It was cool. It's just funny because you forget that they like, these are names to you in books and stuff, but they real people that exist and have names and have interests in talking and stuff. And so like when you meet people, you like, it's weird. Or like, oh man, there's another one. The guy he does he does a lot of Marvel stuff. Asian guy. What is his name? His name is he worked on. Help me out here.
Okay. What do you work on?
He worked on Avengers for a while.
Okay. The guy with like the really weird like Secret Invasion. He did Secret Invasion
Did
or
he
no?
do Secret Invasion? I think he.
Like where he draws and inks his own stuff.
I don't.
Okay, you can look that up.
This?
I'm gonna tell another story. One time at C2E2, it was really weird. Like I met Nostalgia Critic there,
Oh,
and
really?
I was like, "This is really weird. Like you're a person on my like phone screen, or you're a person on my computer screen, and now you're here, and you're like there. I don't understand. Like my brain's not really comprehending.
Right?
Like this person exists. Like I thought you were just a character.
Yeah, you just like you a real person with a name and a face, and you not just you're not far away. You real, and I can see you.
And like this other time, like I was at a Marvel panel, and like Mark Wade was like talking. I'm like in the front row, and he kept looking at me. Probably just like spacing out, but it looked like he was staring at me. I'm just like, why is Mark Wade looking at me? Like, is he trying to like is he having some weird flashbacks to Kingdom Come or something?
Right. Weird flashback. It's just like he's like triggered. Like, he's having like PTSD about Kingdom Come. Like Superman got old. Like it was hard. Shazam was mind controlled. I don't know what to do. Yeah. Oh no. What was that? I met you got any more stories? I keep forgetting.
I mean, okay, I'll just keep stalling. Let's see. One time. Oh, so Agent May, I guess, was at C2E2. I kind of really wanted to meet her, but I was like, you know what? I don't even know if like I could do that. It's just I can't really like if she smiles at me, then I think I'm gonna die because Agent May doesn't smile. So. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, like, oh man, I love May. May is like literally like the coolest character in that show. And the fact that she played Mulan just makes it better. Like, come on now. Like, that's cool.
Yeah. She's my favorite part of the show, and if she dies during the MMD arc, I might quit.
I don't think she's gonna die though. That would be really not like if May left the show, I don't know. I'd be done with the show too. Like,
what else do you have to offer? Phil? That's it?
Yeah, right. And I mean, I love Jim Chung. Jim Chung. Jim Chung is one of my favorite stories.
The Children's Crusade.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the first C2E2 I was at, and this is one of my most embarrassing moments. It is also, if Jim ever hears this, he needs to know I'm very sorry. As somebody who creates comics now, so sorry. So at the time, I was a poor little kid, and I found out about downloading things. And I found out you could download comics, which meant I was doing that, right? And I met Jim, and I was telling him how much I love his work, and I happened to mention, because my mouth doesn't stop moving, that I downloaded the comics. I didn't buy them. And he looks at me. Like, you ever see How I Met Your Mother and they talk about Lily's, like, dead to you stare? That's what it was. Like, he looked at me like, dead to me, gone. And I did not finish that series until I recently bought it, simply because of that moment. Like, and it's the thing is, like, once you realize, like, how much money you make in comics, it's really a big deal, you know, that people don't buy your books, that they don't pay for them. So, like, I feel really bad about that. Also, don't tell people that you download their comics, or you will be shunned by people you look up to.
Or don't confuse other artists with like someone else. Like there was a guy who was illustrating Batman and Robin during New 52. I mistook him for Frank Quigley.
Frank Quietly?
Quietly.
Was it Chris Burnham?
It was someone who was also happened to draw Batman and Robin. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I like this guy's work on All-Star Superman. And it's like, oh wait, this looks nothing like that. Oh shit. And I was with a few other people, and then I was with this one chick who was like, this is the wrong artist. And I was like, oh, okay, me and my friend Ivan are gonna go now.
We're gonna leave, and you never saw us. We aren't real.
Don't worry, you're just having
you're having an hallucination. Like,
all right, enough about awkward like comic book meetups and stuff. Inhumans, what do you think? Any good?
Oh, the comic?
No, the show.
The show. I'm tentatively excited about that because I really want them to make me care about these characters. I'm also curious who they gonna cast.
Yeah, like they put out this like casting call and they have like fake names.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, Trevor, he's a really silent guy, but just one look speaks volumes.
Right?
it's like, oh, Annette, she's a whatever. She's a fiery kind of person. She's got a fiery personality, like a certain other character, Crystal.
Like, she's a lot like that character Medusa from the Inhumans comic. You've probably never read it before because no one's read it before.
And this one guy who definitely is not Karnak, but you know he could be.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
If you fit the role.
Oh man, I really want to see how they handle Black Bolt, like how that character comes across.
Oh yeah. And I'm wondering, yeah, is it like a Tillin? Are they still on Earth? Are they in the moon?
Yeah, and also it sounds like they're shying away from crossovers with Shield, which is weird because they went through all the trouble with the Inhumans, which is actually one of the things I feel like that made the show better because now you had all these random characters that could pop up. Like I really like the recent one with like Senator Nadir and her brother was an Inhuman, but they both hated aliens in general.
Yeah.
And he's probably gonna come back. His power was cool. Like I thought it was a really good power to have, especially given that they have a TV budget, which is why they can't do any more Ghost Rider.
Oh yeah.
They're like, why aren't you guys doing Ghost Rider anymore? We can't afford to.
Like 8 episodes was enough. I'm sorry.
You guys, yeah.
Fire is expensive.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Like changing somebody's head into a skull, that is a lot of money. We cannot. You guys want 20 episodes, right?
Did you see in season 3, like the finale season 3?
The Hydra thing?
Yeah, but also there's a Inhuman who like sets stuff on fire. He grabbed the chain and like made it all fiery, and I'm like last year I was thinking like that's the closest we're gonna get to Ghost Rider. And then they announced Ghost Rider and he fights that same Inhuman. And he takes his chain and kills him with that.
Oh, yes, right. I remember that guy. Yeah, that was a thing. That was cool. I was actually surprised how good Ghost Rider looked because I can't remember his name.
Hive?
The Hive was weird looking.
It was just like, ugh. Put that face back.
Yeah, I kind of like that they made War evil though, and that actually was kind of cool because War was in the first season. He was a character I thought was really annoying just because he was just so typical.
I'm the best agent on this team.
Yeah, he's all like, I'm the white guy, like I'm the usual guy who's gonna do stuff like.
I'm gonna fall in love with Sky.
Right, exactly. Like all the stuff you knew was gonna happen the moment he stepped onto the the moment you saw him as a character, you're like, oh, okay, I guess.
And then as soon as Winter Soldier happened, it was like, JK.
Yeah, right. And I was like, okay, now I'm kind of on board with this.
But now, do you think they're gonna have a Ward LMD this season?
Huh? Whoa. That would
think about that.
That would be a really great way to bring him back, honestly.
But I kind of want him back in that way.
Well, as a bad guy, if he came back as a bad guy, it'd be cool. But I don't know how they would.
Oh, imagine like that Ward LMD killing Ada. It'd just be like, nah, I'm in charge now.
Yeah, no. I doubt they do that though. And
then Coulson kills him again.
Right? Like, no, we can't do this. They I wouldn't be surprised if they found some way eventually to bring Ward back, but I don't know. I feel like the show is gonna always be kind of like on the edge. Honestly, the way it runs, it's just like
every season might be the last one.
Yeah, it goes back and forth, and I wish they would use Yo-Yo more though. I love her.
She has her own miniseries.
Yeah,
online.
but I want to see her on the show more.
Yeah,
she cool as fuck. Like her power is dope. She's fun to see, and she's got a great attitude, especially like
she's basically Quicksilver.
Yeah,
from the X-Men movies.
yeah. I usually really I also wonder if are they ever gonna call Scarlet Witch an Inhuman? Because I thought that's what they were gonna do.
And it felt like that, like when they were doing the whole changing the continuity in the comic.
Yeah.
And being like, oh no, Magneto's not her dad. They're experiments by the High Evolutionary.
Yeah.
They totally didn't make them Inhumans, and in the show or in the movies, it's like now they're just people who got experimented on.
Yeah, and I'm actually really mad about that because at least in the comics, I had no problem with it in the movie because I understand the situation. You got all these legal issues and blah blah blah. Who wants to deal with that crap? But in the comics, them changing Magneto from that was such an interesting. Speaking of Avengers, Children's Crusade, the center of that story was basically about their family, and that was so cool. It was cool because I love Quicksilver as a character because he's never a good guy, he's never a bad guy, he's always just out for himself, and it makes him an interesting character because if he's doing something good, it's because somebody he cares about or something he cares about is in danger. It's because Wanda wanted him to, or because or in this case it was because Billy and the other one, who no one cares about him. He's basically just Quicksilver small.
Speed?
Speed, yeah. Billy and Speed, where they needed his help. And he's just like, these are my nephews, I'm taking care of them, you know? And also his relationship with Magneto is always weird. It's always this like, he has this like, I hate you / notice me senpai thing with his dad. And you like, it's great, you know? And it makes him, he's just like a dick, which is why I really liked, I liked the Quicksilver in Days of Future Past and in the X-Men universe, but I kind of prefer Aaron Taylor Johnson's take on Quicksilver because it was more like, to me, what he's actually like, which is like the only reason he even like switched sides because Wanda was like, this isn't a good idea, and he's like, I guess you're right. Like, you know, he doesn't care about like being a hero or taking care of, you know, other people. Oh my God, someone else might die. Like, he don't give a shit about that. Like, but he cares about his sister. He cares about his family. He, you know. And it makes him a character that could just like go anywhere, do anything, and like change at the down of the drop of a hat. And to kill him kind of made me sad, though. At the same time, it was a good story. I actually feel like Age of Ultron gets a little bit too much shit.
Yeah, definitely, and it's mostly because it's the follow up to the most hyped superhero movie ever,
right?
And like it's just gonna be okay,
yeah.
And a just okay Avengers sequel. A lot of people are just gonna see it as like the worst Marvel movie ever, but it's not.
I thought it was like honestly, I thought it was just as good as the first one, but like it didn't have the hype around it to like be as good. And the Black Widow thing is kind of like I'm kind of apples and oranges with that. Well, I don't even know if that's the right way to use that phrase, but like I'm not mad about it. There was all these people who was like, it's, you know, it's sexist, and I don't think it was intentionally supposed. I get why people were mad about it, but it wasn't intentional. I don't know why people thought they should go after Joss Whedon about it. Like, it was obviously just like, it made sense to me. It made sense as a thing because it wasn't really about her having babies. It was about her controlling her body as a person. She was taken from being a person to becoming a weapon, and that's what her life was. And then all of a sudden, you know, she wasn't doing that anymore. And it's like, who is she amongst all these super people? And you know, who is, and it was about her deciding to become a hero, you know. And I thought that was a really cool, like, I think Black Widow has one of the most interesting side arcs in all the thing in her relationship with everybody. Like, yeah. I love that her and Cap don't get together. I'm like a huge fan of their like just friendship. Like, it's fun, and they do a lot of fun stuff because of it, and it just feels cool. And it would just be way too cliche for them to take the only girl in the beginning of the group and stick her with the leader of the group. Like, that's so easy.
Yeah. And it's just like, every movie they like tease it, but it's like, nah, she's not really interested. Even in Civil War, it's like,
right, yeah.
She's like, I'm kind of with Black Panther.
Yeah.
But not really at all, because I betrayed him.
Yeah, I'm so excited for the Black Panther movie.
Oh yeah, that's like that's the last one before Infinity War.
Yeah, it is, and I think it's great they released it on Black History Month.
It's sad. Like, a lot of people, when I went to see Doctor Strange, a lot of people were just like, "Yeah, man, Thor, it's gonna be like the last one before Infinity War." I'm like, "You're forgetting about Black Panther," and they're like, "Who cares?" I'm like, "That's the most." What?
What did you see?
Did you see Civil War?
Right?
Black Panther was.
He was legit. I was so worried going into that movie. Okay, as like, I'm talking about being black or whatever all the time. You know, I walk around brown. And like, you get used to those characters being in the background. I thought he was gonna be in the background. I thought Spider-Man was gonna be in the background.
Oh yeah.
Going into that movie, I was like, man, they think he's gonna be in there for like 3 seconds, and it's gonna be like whatever, and then, you know, he's gonna be like, and then the trailer started coming out, and I was just like, no, right? Like, this is gonna be it. He's in the movie. He has his own arc. That movie was impressive. To me, at this point, I still feel like it's the best superhero movie come out so far, just because of the size of the cast and the fact they all have arcs in the story. Like, that's a hard thing to do with like any movie. You know,
like BVS couldn't even do that. It's like Batman goes from being a crazy killer to just being like, you know, just chilling out a little bit.
And really, I'm so mad. Somebody sat down, wrote, they moms had the same name. A bunch of people looked over that and went, yeah.
Zack Snyder is so proud of that in some interviews where he's like, yeah, we're really looking for like similarities that they have, like some common ground. And then we looked at it and it's like, their moms have the same name. And I read a few comics and it's like, no one brings that up, so I might as well do it.
Yeah, no, like, I feel like the similarities and common ground you should go with the fact that they both want to save people from danger.
Yeah.
But
maybe. Or maybe the fact that, I don't know, they're wearing capes.
Yeah. They're both men who wear costumes to save people. That could be a thing. You know, the best thing at heart. Or, you know, whatever.
That's just a
moms
weird,
had the same
weird
like,
similarity. It's like
weird coincidence. And you know that like somebody was just like,
what's
a good name for his mom? I don't know, Martha? That's a mom's name. Yeah, alright, cool. And that just happened twice. Like that's basically
it's a very common name in the 1930s.
Right? Like it's like if both their moms were named Betty. Like everybody was named Betty back then.
But that would be really weird today. It's like, why did you say that?
Right? Yeah, like, why'd you say that? Like, no, like, that's not enough for Batman to, like, go back and decide. Also, who says their mom's name when they being murdered? Like, he's about to kill him. He's just like, save Martha. You'd say, save my mom.
I bet this person who is going to kill me will go out and save my mom for me once I'm dead.
Right? Right? It's so many things wrong with that scene. And, like, people defend that movie so vehemently. I understand people liking his brand of, like, storytelling or whatever, but that's too much. One thing, though, DC is killing that is TV. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, no, two things. Comics and TV.
Yeah. Oh, man, Rebirth is good. Everyone's doing, which is crazy because they're doing, like, two every book is, like, 2 weeks. Now,
well, no, there's like a few of them which are like the twice monthlies, but then like some other titles are monthly, and the twice monthlies will stay $2.99. Monthlies bumping that up to $3.99.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that actually kind of makes sense when you think about it. But yeah, I'm loving those books. I love what they're doing in Flash. I like Francis Monopole is doing Trinity, which that's actually an interesting story. I was into that. And then I haven't got a chance to read the new Wonder Woman yet, or Batman, but the Superman stuff is good. Like, Superman, I used to say I hated Superman, but really I just hate when people make Superman this guy who's obsessed with the fact that he's a god or whatever. Like, yeah. I'm not an Injustice fan at all.
Mm-hmm. I definitely don't like the things where it's like, Superman is God so he could do anything. I like it where he's a guy who's just got a life.
Yeah.
And like, he has powers, but he's also, you know, got a personal life with Lois and now his son and, like, everyone around him. It's like Spider-Man. Yeah. You don't like Spider-Man because of the powers. You like him because of the guy he is underneath.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like Superman. That's actually the most annoying thing about Superman is the fact that he has all these powers and can do anything. The best stuff I love Superman when, like, I was talking to my friends about this. I hated the way they did the Kents because the Kents are the only characters who are supposed to be very much flat. They're supposed to be the nicest people on the face of the planet. Like, they're the reason why Superman is Superman and not a guy who goes around lifting stuff whenever he just wants to move somebody. Because he had the good fortune of landing in the nicest human being's yard. Because think about it. Like, if you found a baby outside, your first thought isn't, I'm going to take this alien baby in my house and raise it. Because, you know, you like, oh shit, like, it's a baby. Whose baby is this? Who's taking care of this baby? Like you calling somebody, you calling the police.
If Clark Kent landed in the middle of the South Side, it's just be like, we ain't touching this white baby.
I don't know, like, I don't know. Somebody might take it. We gonna make sure the baby get to, like, somebody. We taking the baby to someplace. But at the same time, we are gonna be scared that somebody assume we stole this white baby, though. Like, somebody's gonna point it out. Somebody's gonna be like, no, they gonna think y'all stole that baby. And it's gonna be like, no, like, we just call somebody. You know, like, it's gonna be like somebody misses this baby, but no one's taking the baby home. These people was like, we gotta raise this baby. Like, they found a baby in their farm and they just raise it? Like, you a saint. Even any place in the world. Like, no one's gonna just take care of them extra child out of the sky. Also, somebody's gonna think, man, if we get this baby to somebody, we can make some money with the spaceship and everything. Yeah, they hit it. They didn't tell nobody, all right? And they like the nicest people on earth. And then every single time he pops up with some person with the same DNA as him, they're like, you a Kent now. Like, who does that?
Yeah, I have people in my Kara Zor-El? Nah, that's fine. Your name's Laura now.
yeah, right? Like, you a part of our family. You come back, get dinner anytime. His clone? Like, they gave him a Connor Kent. They just gave him a name and a family. Superman couldn't even do that in Young Justice. He was like, I don't know.
I'm gonna be a deadbeat dad.
Right? Yeah, no, that was... when Batman has to give you a dad talk, you have a problem. Like, Batman's like, he's a good dad. He tries. He tries his best, but he's not the best dad. Like, so that was great. So like he just picked him up and was like, yeah, and they not like that in the book. They all like gray and weird. Yeah, in the movies, and it's weird. And you like, what? Or this talk he gave his mom gave him, you can save everybody and be the person they want, but you ain't got to do shit. It don't matter. Like, what? What Martha kid? No.
It's a weird Martha kid. It's like, son, I don't give a fuck what you do. Just like, be you. I don't care.
I don't care.
God damn it. I'm here to inspire you, but also like, I don't give a fuck.
Don't get inspired right now.
No one needs inspiration right now.
So yeah,
let those kids die in that bus.
See, right? Yeah, like he's just like, you should have let those kids die in that bus. What? No.
I don't know any words of inspiration. I wasn't written by some better writer, so just let him die. Oh yeah, no. David S. Goyer is kind of like, he's hit or miss for me. He does some stuff, and I'm just like, no, don't do that. But you know what I love, and it's come like it last season, Legends of Tomorrow. I was like, what is this? Now season 2, my favorite. Like, I love it. Probably as much as I love The Flash. They just, last episode was literally just Merlin and Damien Dark roasting each other an entire episode. like Damien Dark goes, wait. He's just like, Merlin's like, well, at least I didn't die in 2016. And he's just like, oh, Damien Dark's like, oh, so did this dead me like still have a hand? Is that what? I was like, damn. And they don't, like, it doesn't take itself as seriously this season, and it works so well. It really like balances out. Kind of the way The Flash is like, it balances out. It's corny, which makes it work. And Arrow isn't bad this season. Arrow was always kind of weird for me, because even when I started watching it, I was like, this is really weird, but I can't stop watching it. Like, I just like needed to know what was gonna happen next. But I like the new Black Canary girl. Really? I have no... Okay, wait, hold on. Before we start talking about DC TV, I think we should switch over to that topic in a different episode. All right, we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.